Good morning, good morning, good morning. Bless the Lord on this morning. How are you guys? Come on in the room. It is a magnificent Monday morning, and I'm definitely glad to be here. Hmm. Amen, amen, amen. Let's give a few people an opportunity to come on in the room. I'm glad to see you. I see you guys coming on in. As you come into the room this morning, please get in the comment section. Let us know who you are and where you're from. And please know that we are happy to see you in the space this morning. I hope that everyone has had an amazing weekend. And those of you that are blessed to have today off because it's a federal holiday, happy President's Day to everyone. And I hope that those that have the day off are enjoying yourselves today. Miss Deanna, good morning. Good morning. How are you? I am doing good, Deanna. I am doing good. Trying not to let this candy fall out my mouth in case you didn't notice. Welcome in the space. Welcome in the space. Thank you for chiming in from Chi-Town all the way from Chicago. I appreciate you this morning. I see we've got a few more people coming into the space. Um, Lorraine Terrell coming in from Houston. Thank you so much for coming in the space this morning. We're going to have a good conversation. Oh, no, you at work today? Oh, man. Well, have a great day at work. Maybe it won't be as busy since it's a holiday, hopefully. Don't let them stress you out. You did not miss yesterday, Deanna. You did not miss yesterday. Listen, many of you that are going to watch this on the live and on the replay signed up for my challenge. And I apologize. Yesterday, the challenge did start, but technical difficulty on my end and my CRM, the proper Facebook group link did not go out. So you didn't miss it, Deanna. The link, it didn't work. The link was broken. So I'm fixing that. And the new email will go out today to those of you that are a part of the challenge, part of my challenge. So you'll be able to pop into the Facebook group, see the recording, and then be able to, even if you're not able to join live, you're able to join the recording and be able to keep up with the things that are going on with the challenge. So thank you. Oh no, listen, guys, those of you that are my 2-year-old granddaughter trying to hand Granny some water. Thank you so much, Miss Amaya. Those of you that are at work, great day to you. Hopefully you're having a great day. Mr. Rudolph Garvin, thank you so much for popping in. No, you did not miss it at all, at all. Guys, give me just a moment. I need to get a little something to drink. All right, thank you. So this morning we're talking about refining interpersonal skills. Refining interpersonal skills and why that is important. Um, so look, with refining these interpersonal skills, it's important. This is something that we'll work on from now to Jesus returns. Amen. We will never stop refining these interpersonal skills, and if or developing interpersonal skills. These are a part of a life bread of who we are as individuals, and definitely as those of us that are pursuing business growth and development, as well as if you are, have a career 9 to 5, you're looking for some upward mobility, developing and perfecting your interpersonal skills are absolutely necessary. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So look in the comment section there. I've dropped a link, and in this link, you'll be able to register for my monthly newsletter. And in this monthly newsletter, it's all about personal development. And you'll be able to find some things that will help you grow and develop in these in these interpersonal skills. So what I'd like to do right now before we jump into this conversation is want to take a moment to thank everybody that's jumping in the room. Thank you for sharing, getting in, letting us know who you are and where you're from. I appreciate you. Let's get this broadcast out to as many people as possible. We're going to like and share this broadcast to as many people as possible. I believe that not only will these nuggets and tools help you grow personally and professionally, but it'll also help those that are in your network to grow personally and professionally as well. And many of you know that have been following me for some time, personal development is one of my greatest passions. And learning how to personally develop and creating personal development plan is necessary for growth. It is necessary for growth. We never reach a moment or place of perfection. As long as we've been blessed to breathe God's air, we always have room to stretch and to grow. No need to remain stagnant or think that you've arrived. Every one of us on the planet has room to stretch and to grow. And that's what this monthly newsletter is all about. With personal development, you'll get an email once a month with the newsletter on it, and it'll contain some great tips and tools. So get registered for that. You'll find the link there in the comment section. And so let's just dive into today's conversation. And also, as always, I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your feedback. So if there's something that you would like to share about your personal growth and development, or some stories that you want to share about how you perfect and refine your interpersonal skills, or maybe even a story where you needed some interpersonal skills and you didn't have it, or you were dealing with a boss, an employer that had no people skills, and how did that impact the work environment. We all probably have some tons of stories to share in that manner, where we were subordinate to someone who definitely needed some interpersonal skills and did not have them. So I want to hear from you in today's conversation. Get in the comments. Let me know your stories. Tell me what you're thinking and what's on your mind. I'd love to hear from you. So, as we dive into this, understand that personal development covers a vast range of skills, and depending on your goals, those skills that you need to develop will differ from person to person. Each one of us is uniquely designed by God. We are different in many ways. Some ways we're similar, but we're different in many ways, and we each have a different set of skills to bring to the table. So, when we are covering the concept of personal development, know that it's not a cookie cutter approach. One size does not fit all. Some basic principles do apply across the board to each of us, but depending upon the goal that you want to achieve and the skill set that you possess, your personal development plan won't look like mine, and it won't look like the next person, but it will be individual to you and the goals that you want to achieve. So in that though, well, like I said, some things, principles are just universal across the board, and two of those universal principles is communication. I learned as a young believer, as a young Christian, that effective communication is the cure to all confusion. And on this short time that I've been blessed to be on the planet, since the moment that I've learned that, not only did it make sense, but it helped to dramatically change the way that I receive communication and the way I perceive communication. Because just because you said something does not mean that the person you said it to receives it in the manner of which you intended it. So working on those communication skills is necessary. Just because we can articulate a word does not mean that it is having the impact that we want it to have on the receiver. And this is something that we'll talk about and that I'll touch in this monthly newsletter for personal development. So, developing communication, effective communication is one, and interpersonal skills. Those things kind of synergistically work together. Amen. Our interpersonal skills is one area of personal development that most of us can benefit from. Most of us can benefit from effective communication skills and interpersonal skills as well. And many of you may be saying, well, Laquita, what in the world are you talking about? Like, you just going on and on, but get to the meat, get to the meat. And I'm tracking. I feel you. We're going to get to the meat. We are going to get to the meat. But if you are coming in the room for the first time on this morning, please get in the comments. Let me know who you are and where you're from. And as always, please like and share this broadcast. Let's get this broadcast out to as many people as possible. Thank you for those that are watching on the live, and as well as those that will be watching this on the replay. We want to make sure, again, that we get this out to as many people as possible. And what we're talking about today is refining our interpersonal skills, defining or refining, for some of us, our interpersonal skills, and why that is necessary for our personal growth and development as well as our professional growth and development. And we're talking about communication right now, effective communication as a part of developing our interpersonal skills. Our ability to speak, to write, and to listen all relate to communication skills. Communication is just not just our ability to say words, it's not just our ability to listen, but those things coming together. Our ability to speak, to write, and listen relate to effective communication skills. The way we communicate is how we understand what others are saying and feeling, and how we convey our ideas and feelings. So, what am I saying here? What I'm saying is our ability to receive communication is just as important as our ability to give communication. I have to be able to have active listening skills, meaning I am listening for what you're saying, what you're meaning, not just to mount a response. Amen. But I'm listening with the intent to understand you. I didn't say agree, I said understand. I am listening with the intent to understand what your point of view is. And this will cure a lot of arguments, ladies and gentlemen. This right here will cure a lot of arguments, personal arguments, professional arguments. That right there, our ability to listen is amazing. See, we've got a comment coming in right here from Miss Deanna. Deanna says, personal development has come to me in my adult life. I'm learning that small things can work towards developing self. It's hard for me to start and stay on course. That's why this platform will assist me with it, knowing what my personal development will be and what it will look like. Amen. Amen. Personal development is so necessary. And unfortunately, in our American school systems and a lot of school systems, let's just be honest, it's not something that's taught. But I believe this is something that should be begin to be taught at a very young age. Effective listening and our ability to communicate, to comprehend goes more than a long way. Amen. And it's something that we should not just, be finding about as young adults in high school and college, and even after we get out into the working world. Unfortunately, that's the case for many people, even for myself, Deanna. I did not realize how important personal development was until I'd already been married for a number of years, had 5 children, a dog, and some mortgages. But, it's never too late. So if you are listening to this now on the live or catching it on the replay, and you're saying, Laquita, you're talking a lot about personal development, but I only ever heard of, meeting certain points in my professional development. What's this personal development? Let me tell you, it's gold. It is gold. Personal development is absolute gold in your life. Good morning, Christopher Constantine, all the way from Bow Bridge, Louisiana. Thank you so much for popping in the room on this morning, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for coming in. Deanna, you're so right. There are a lot of things that we're not taught in school, and as a grandparent now, I often find myself telling my children that learning starts at home. And that's something that, as young parents now, that they're having a better understanding of why me and my husband did some of the things that we did with them growing up, because learning is continuous. And that those things that I teach at home, or that my husband and I taught them at home, gave them the advantage that they needed to excel in life and in their academics and their extracurricular, and now in their adulthood and their careers and businesses. So a lot of things that aren't taught in school, it's our responsibility as parents to do that teaching at home. Amen. So we're diving into, those of you that may be just jumping in, we're talking about the necessity of refining or defining interpersonal skills and what that looks like. And the topic that we're focusing on right now today is effective communication. What is effective communication and why is it necessary? Because again, as I said, as a very young Christian, I learned that the effective communication is the cure to all confusion. That's something that I learned, and it's something that I'm holding on to, because it's one of those things that you want to always have in your tool bag. Amen. It never gets old. It never gets old. It will never run out. Our ability to effectively communicate will always bring us great reward. Amen. And so let's just continue on. It's, we've covered, our what communication is. It's our ability to speak, to write, and to listen. All of these come together, synergistically work together to create effective communication. The way we communicate is how we understand what others are saying and feeling, and how we convey our ideas and feeling. Communication is not just about getting our point across. It's also about receiving and understanding the person or the group of people to whom we're in communication with. A lot goes into how we communicate. For example, our tone and our ability to speak clearly and confidently. Our tone and our ability to speak clearly and confidently. I was coming together with some of these things, an analogy that I use is one that many of us have seen growing up when we watched The Cosby Show. There was a particular episode on The Cosby Show where Bill, and I won't go into all of it, but in this episode, Bill was talking, I believe, to Vanessa, and she had brought home Dabness, who was way older than she. And the reason that Bill and Claire were upset was because of the way Vanessa brought Dabness home. We're not talking about Vanessa and Dabness or The Cosby Show. We're talking about us. In that episode, Cliff told them to think about their favorite meal. And they told him that the favorite meal is, and now he said, now take this garbage can lid and I'm going to give you this meal on this garbage can lid. Though the meal was what you wanted and what you needed, the way it was served to you on that garbage can lid made you reject it. That's how people reject us when we're trying to give ineffective communication. What we say and how we say it matters. Amen. What we say and how we say it matters. Just because you're saying the right things or doing the right things, that's just one piece of the puzzle. The way we say it and the way we do it matters. Why? Because the people that are on the receiving end need to receive that in a way that they understand it and the way that they accept it, not in the way that where they feel like they've been belittled, not where they feel like it's a hostile environment, but in a way that conveys that what I'm saying to you, I'm saying, or what I'm doing to you and doing is because I love you, because you matter, because this information will help you grow. Amen. Our communication matters, and the way that we communicate, it matters a great deal. Amen. Don't just give people stuff and pop off at the mouth, coming out the side of your neck, especially if you're in a position of authority. The way that we convey a message to those that are subordinate with us, our team members, it matters in the way that they receive it and the way that they execute it. Amen. So, uh, communication is complex. It is very complex, and it's important that we work on learning each component of effective communication as a part of our refining and defining and refining our interpersonal skills. Amen. It's a should be always a foundational piece to our personal development plans. I want to take just a minute here again to welcome everyone to the live this morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming in the room. Those of you that have come in, I appreciate you. As you come into the space, please let us know who you are and where you're from. And if you have any contributions to the conversation or you have any questions that you want to ask, please do not hesitate to ask. This is a conversation. It's not just about me being a talking head, but I want to hear from you and get your particular point of view. Deanna says the approach is based on how it's received and processed. Absolutely, Deanna. Absolutely. It's based on how we receive and how we process. Thank you so much for sharing. Good morning, Miss Claire Fontaine. Thank you for coming in the room all the way from Louisiana. Appreciate you so much, woman of God. Again, those of you that are coming into the space, welcome, welcome, welcome. We appreciate your comments on this morning and engaging in the conversation. You guys always add such great value to the conversation. Again, we're talking about defining and refining interpersonal skills. You will find a comment there in the chat with the link to my monthly newsletter all about creating a personal development plan. And in this newsletter, you'll get a newsletter once a month. It contains some powerful nuggets that are easily implementable into your personal growth and development. So click the link, get registered for that newsletter. I hope that you get some great, great insight from it. And I love to hear from you. Now we're going back and we're going to wrap up this little bit because our time is almost up as we're continuing to have this conversation about the necessities of interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills are verbal and nonverbal behaviors as well. Let me say that again. Your interpersonal skills are both verbal and nonverbal, and it relates to our reactions, the reactions that we have, we express when we are interacting with other people, our facial expressions. I tease and say all the time, I've been delivered, but my face, y'all, my face still needs some deliverance. Amen. Sometimes it's not about how we say it and what we say. It might be how we look when we're saying it. Amen. Or even if we're not saying anything, you have that condemning look in your eye, like you know. And a person has received that as a form of communication. It's like when your mama used to just look at you at church or look at you in the grocery store and you get it together. She didn't have to say a thing. It was the look. We're taught that's a part of communication. Our verbal and nonverbal skills, our body language is absolutely a part of communication, and learning how to get that together. Amen. Like it's necessary. Good morning, Miss Melinda Watts, all the way from Columbia, Maryland. Thank you so much for coming in the room this morning. We appreciate you. Please, let's get this broadcast out to as many people as possible. Hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons. Those of you that are joining across the various Facebook communities, those of you that are in the Swag Her Magazine community, thank you so much. It is such a pleasure to be able to come into the Swag Her Facebook community every Monday morning and every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you so much to Fancy Felder and her team for all that they're doing and for allowing me and gracing me to be able to come into their space every Monday and every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And as well, those of you that are joining from the Laquita's Toolbox community, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming into the space and for your continued support of all things Laquita's Toolbox. We appreciate you so much. Michelle Marchant, thank you so much. She said that is right. Yes, getting your facial expression and your body language down. Sometimes that can be harder than getting the right words to say. Amen. Like it just because it's like natural reaction. Christopher Gray, thank you so much for coming in the space. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Deanna. Look, my facial expressions need help sometimes. A lot. If you ask my husband, he'll tell you like, "No, she need to get her face together." Thank you so much. You are so welcome. I appreciate you as well, Deanna. So much for the support that you give to all things Laquita's Toolbox. But as we continue talking about those interpersonal skills, being verbal and nonverbal, it's our reactions, it's how we express ourselves and how we interact with other people. Those skills are oftentimes what we call people skills. We need to have people skills, people of God. People skills, they are a measure of one's ability to build relationships and make impressions on others in social interactions. Our people skills are necessary. And we've all met some people that don't have people skills. We ourselves may be guilty of not having people skills, but that's okay because we all come to a place in our life where we learn that people skills are necessary and we begin to look for ways to develop those skills. And I will be sharing those in this monthly newsletter. Some of the examples of people skills, if you will, or interpersonal skills, they include active listening, teamwork, responsibility, dependability, leadership, motivation, flexibility, patience, and empathy. Let me give you that list again. And this is just a small list. It's not all encompassing. These are just a few things that relate to interpersonal skills that are actual examples of interpersonal skills. Active listening, teamwork, responsibility, dependability, leadership, motivation, flexibility, patience, and empathy. These are all things that relate to or that are examples of, interpersonal skills. And we can all continue to grow in that area. We never arrive as it relates to having great interpersonal skills. It's a work in progress. It's a continual work in progress, and that is okay. That it is a continual work in progress. Mr. Enrique Acosta, thank you so much for joining us from the LinkedIn community. Good morning to you, sir. I know that this is a topic that you can shed a lot of light on and give us a lot of meat, because interpersonal skills, Mr. Enrique is the leadership expert there on LinkedIn. And those of you that are in my LinkedIn community, and even those of you that are following me on Facebook and also have a LinkedIn page, you want to make sure that you get connected with Enrique Acosta Gonzalez. He is your leadership expert. And in order to be an effective leader, one, self leadership is necessary for ourselves, and self leadership, growing in these areas of interpersonal skills, help to make us a more effective leader. Amen. So, Enrique, thank you so much for coming in the space this morning. I appreciate you. I know you have some tips and nuggets to share. Can't wait to hear you engage in this conversation. If you are joining us for the first time on this morning here on the live, welcome, welcome, welcome. Those of you that are returning, thank you so much for your continued support. Let's get this broadcast out. Let's like and share. Get in the comments, share your feedback. Let's like and share this broadcast and get it out to as many people as possible. I always appreciate the comments and the engagement that we receive during this time. You guys are wonderful. You add so much amazing value to the conversation. And that's what it's about. Each of us coming together to help each other grow. Amen. Um, let's see. We got Miss Vicky Hicks. Vicky says, we got almost a whole generation that lacks people skills. I can see that. I can see that. And it's very hard to implement these unto the young adults. And it can be. And it can be. I mean, for that matter, sometimes um, getting, a more mature adult to realize that having great interpersonal skills is necessary can be a daunting task. But those of us who have the skills and have the patience and the empathy, it's up to us to figure out a way. Amen. It's up to us to figure out a way to teach these things and to share the importance of these things with the next generation, because they are our future. They are our future leaders. And so those of us who have these skills, and could consider ourselves a subject matter expert in the area, it's our responsibility to figure out how to convey the message in a way that our younger generations can receive it. Amen. And it's not easy. And it's definitely not easy, Miss Vicky. I definitely hear you on that for sure. You are so welcome, Enrique. You are so welcome. Uh, enter, and interpersonal skills are required. See, I knew you was gonna come in here with some good stuff, Enrique. We got to get on the live again one morning, and let's talk about this in some greater detail, because Miss Vicky did bring up a really important point. How do we convey this message to younger generations? Because again, communication goes far greater than just us speaking. It's the way we speak, it's the way we write, it's the way we listen, it's our body language and our facial expression. And oftentimes that's a gap between the generations that cause some conflict. So those of you that are experts in the area of teaching these things to youth and young adults, get in the comments. I want to hear from you. As a matter of fact, shoot me a DM. Let's have a conversation, a podcast, a live stream, or something where we can talk about not only the necessities of sharing these skills with the next generation, but how can we as a more mature generation um, share this with the younger generation in a way that they can receive. Amen. Thank you so much for coming in the space. I want to hear from you. So, if you are a subject matter expert in dealing with youth and young adults, and you are having a blast teaching these things to young people, and you have a system, a method, I want to bring you on the show. I want to bring you on the podcast so we can have this conversation, because I know that there are many parents and grandparents, employers, supervisors, educators in the classroom that are saying to themselves, yes, please give me the secret sauce to that. I need to know. We all need to know. I need to know myself. I need to know. Amen. Listen, guys, this has been amazing. It has been fun. I am so excited about coming to back on Wednesday. On this coming Wednesday, I will be back right here on the live at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, um, sharing with you more about effective communication and the importance of personal development. We'll get more into these interpersonal skills, how to develop them, how to discover them, our weaknesses and our strengths. We'll talk about that. And I'll share some more things with you on Wednesday. So set the notifications, hit that subscribe button. For those of you that are not following me, hit that follow button. You don't want to miss any of the conversation. Excuse me. You don't want to miss any of the conversations that are coming forth, just on this topic, but any of the topics. Let me see. We got a great conversation coming in right now by Gershel Cunningham. Gershel says, I think it goes beyond a single generation. There's a breakdown in our community altogether, particularly within the 50 to 65-year-old age group. It seems we are null and void of interpersonal skills. The younger generation have nothing to emulate, hence the phrase, I don't care how old you are. If you don't respect me, I won't respect you. That's a typical phrase that I hear from my children's generation, 30 years and below. Let me tell you, you just came in with some fire right there, Gershel. You came in with some fire because I have heard that so much. And it does bear the question. I'm not quite 50, but I ain't that far from it. Only, one or two more steps before I get there. Amen. I am literally tap dancing on 50's door. And so it does beg the question, where did we drop the ball in our generation? Where did we drop the ball in presenting or giving a worthy example to follow? Where did we drop the ball in our ability to effectively communicate, so much so that our children and our grandchildren feel like that they don't have to respect us? So, great question. I can't wait to see. Y'all get in the comments. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think about what Gershel is saying. This is so um wonderful. Thank you for adding to the conversation right there. I mean, that's powerful, Gershel. Appreciate it. True, Deanna, we all can be subject matter experts. We all need to be subject matter experts. Um, our children bear the gaps we created. That is so true. That is so true. Our children do bear the gaps that we created. What can we do to fix those gaps? How can we can't go back and change the hands of time, but what can we begin to do today to mitigate that problem so that moving forward, we create better environments? Amen. Deanna said, did we drop it or start carrying it in a different way? Come on now. Y'all listen, y'all wait till the end of the live to come up with this amazing content. Oh my God. Let's continue the conversation in the comments, that we can have this conversation continuously throughout the course of the week, and then pop in on Wednesday and give some updates and some feedback on the conversation that we're having right here in the comment section. So listen, you guys, it has been wonderful. I really hate to leave at this point, but my time is far spent. It is beyond up. Thank you so much for joining me for the live this morning. I hope and pray that you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Take care. God bless. Don't forget to sign up for the personal development newsletter. Set your notifications every Monday morning and every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Catch me right here on the live in the Swag Her Magazine community, as well as in the Laquita's Toolbox community. You don't want to miss any of the conversations. As Deanna said, they are fire. You guys be blessed and have an amazing rest of your day. Take care. God bless you all.